Okay, now, Parsha is Parsha's Truma. The topic of tonight is chopped liver. So, what's the connection between Parsha's Truma and chopped liver? We'll see. So, people say, yay, nothing but chopped liver, and a chanami. So, but you'll see that the avodah of the chopped liver will come in. State in the Parsha in the beginning, v'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'soicham. Right? So everybody knows what is that going on. Asuli mikdash is Mishkan, is miloshen shchina, right? V'shachanti is also miloshen shchina, and the ikam. Okay, I'm not saying more than that. Whoever wants to figure that out, they could. That shachanti is gematria tav shin pei vav. Okay. And which stands for Teheish Nas Pu'ulos v'Yeshuas. Anyways, as we know, that the Asul Mikdash Shachanti B'Sechem is going on Gufa Adam. Every person is considered a Mishkan, that should be a Makam Hashrayas Hashchina, often highest Oifen. You have a passage that also says, B'Levavi Mishkan Evneh. So you see that it's not a chiddush to say that Asuli Mikdash v'Shachanti B'Seicham is like a Hasidish drasha, that it's going inside you, is a pasuk, right? B'Vavi Mishkan Evneh, right? So it's also pashut brought down all over in all the Sfarim that's what we're talking about, because we don't really have any shaykhs to the Mishkan. Okay? Now we also learn that just like in a person, Gufa Adam, there is many Evarim, and the Klei HaMishkan are keneged those Evarim. And if you look in Tikunei Zohar, I'm going to give the reference. If you look in the Masuk Midvash Tikunei Zohar, the first chelik is on page Reish Yud Dalet. He has a chart. It shows you that every one of the Klei HaMishkan keneged which Ever beguf. So just to tell you a few of them, the first one it mentions is Sheish Moshzar, which is Sheish, could you guess already, is Keneged Shishak Tzavais, right? And in the Chitzonius Haguf, it's Keneged the two arms, and the Guf, and the two legs, and the bris, and that's your Sheish Moshzar, is going on the Zah. Tzela HaMishkan is going on the Tzomais, and it's also, and the Malchus of B'china Iseh, it's going on the Malach Matat, which is Mishamish, the Shechina, Keshivcha LeMalchus. Yiriyas is going on the Basar HaAdam. Again, everything in the Mishkan is connected, showing you that the Gufa Adam is the Mishkan that counts. And just like in the Mishkan, everything was made dafka in a certain way. That was the Chochmah of B'tzal, that he knew exactly how to be Mitzayir. The Mishkan, connected Gufa Adam. Then there's the Yiriyah, as we said, is the Basar. Pnimius HaMishkan is the Evarim Pnimiyim. I'm just reading through them. And the Arain is the Leiv, which is the Chachma Bina of the Malchus, which is that's why there's two Kruvim, one's connected the Chachma, one's connected the Bina. Then there's the Mizbeach HaNachoshes, which is connected the Kaved. And then there's the Eish Mizbeach HaNachoshes, which is connected the Mara, which is connected the Eish HaGehenim. The Kaved is connected Gehenim. And the Kapayres is the Kapayres Halev, which is what we call the crime, that the guf is separated at a chaza or at a tibur and below, and there's a crime in between, like a separation. That's the Kapayres. The Menorah is connected, two parts, is connected the Rosh, because the Menorah has three, and one in the middle. So if you look at a person's face, it's also made up of three. If you go down vertical, so it comes out, you have an ear, an eye, and a nose on each side. That's shleisha al shleisha, and then the peh be'emtza. Just like the menorah has three, and one be'emtza. And the kruvim also is keneged the lungs, because that is considered the chiyus. That's the chiyus of the whole. When the two kruvim were facing each other, when they turned away, it was that's the chiyus. And just like in the reya, it gets blown up, it could move up and down. That's what it's doing all the time. So the kruvim also, they are moving back and forth to show you that it goes like that. And then there's the shulchan, it's connected the leiv, which is also in spheres, is connected the bina. And the kiyar v'kana is connected to kloyos, which is netzach and hayt. And the reason why that is because just like the kir of a kanoi is purifying the kaihanim through the water, so too the klayas is purifying the water, that a person has water in it, and then the klayas clean out the water, and then the psailus goes out, and the whatever's good stays in. So now we know, I'm just focusing now, going back to my chaplova. So there's a few things. First of all, we say that the kaved is keneged mizbeach and achoshes, right? So what's the similarities between mizbeach and achoshes and the kaved? So the kaved is, what does the kaved do? So in Torah sprach, what the kaved does, that's the shirish of all taivas kashmiyas. The nefesh habahamius, the shirish of it is in the kaved. It could, yeah, but I'm talking about the Zohar now. It could be, but this is what this says in the Tikkunei Zohar. So that's what I'm focused on right now. It could be that too. And that would make sense because you said it's the kayes, you said, right? And so that's where all the time. Why is the guy rikas? Why? So kaved is ICS kaved, and why does somebody come to kas? Because it's felt him covered. Okay, so it works perfect. But we're talking about the Tikkunei Zohar, das steht nicht. I could say, you want to say covered, so it's gematria 36, right? Which is chavav with plus 10 spheres. So you can. I didn't say leiv, I said kaved. Kaved, I should say. Kaved is 36. Kaved is 32. No, kaved, let me get there. Kaved is 26. I'll get there in a second. So what I'm trying to show is that the Gehenim, the Esha Gehenim, is in the Kaved, is the Gehenim, and the Esha Gehenim is the Esha Mizbeach. Now, in order to eat Kaved as opposed to any other food, the only way to make it kosher is with Alpi Eish. Salting is not good enough. You have to grill it. You have to put it on the fire. So therefore, it's mamish keneged the Mizbeach and the Choshes, because you had a fire under the Mizbeach and the Choshes. Why is it called Mizbeach and the Choshes? Because the Choshes is shirish of the word, and the Choshes is Nachash, and the Nachash is the shirish of all Sitra Achra and all Taivas and everything else. So that's why it's dafka the Mizbeach and the Choshes is keneged the Kaved in a person. And so how do we uproot it? So you have to burn it out, right? Just like the Eish HaGehenim is mamtik the person, takes him out of Gehenim after he gets what he needs from Gehenim, which is a tikkun. So too, the person also gets a tikkun from that Eish. So, one second. So that's, I'm going to get there. Now, we know that the Shammos come, like you were just saying, the Shammos come out of Gehenim on Shabbos. So therefore, we're showing that just like the Kaved got a tikkun by burning out the dam, right? So too, a person who got burnt the whole week, so he got a tikkun and he comes out Shabbos. Okay, so that's one of the reasons that could be why we eat kaved, right? And that's why I would say dafka chaplava as opposed to the pieces, is because just like you have the shinayim, which are toichen the oichel, means it's grinding it up and sifting it up. So therefore, if it's chopped up already, so it was already metuchan, already muchan umezumen to eat it beforehand. But that you could say else stop. So I want to say also what's interesting is that the word kaved is gematria chavav, which is Shem Havaya. So why would it be Shem Havaya by the kaved, which that's representative of Gehenim? It doesn't really stim very well. The answer is that just like when the Rebbeinu Shalom created the Bria, he made the Tumah and the Kedusha are equal. So you see here also that the Tumah and Kedusha are equal. If a guy is over the Averis and he listens to all his Taivas and he falls into the time Rabbah and he gets Gehenim, so then Zeh Shver, Kaved is Taish Shver, very difficult, right? But if he's Isaac B'Torah or Mitzvahs and he doesn't give in to his Taivas, then he could go on the side of the Chavav, and that's like he's, so to speak, we'll call it Mamtik the Din. So that is, there's also noch Hazach, that every person, every person that dies goes begilgal. And where's the gilgal? So of a person that's is as panim, so he comes back in a behema that doesn't talk. Because a behema who doesn't talk, already he can't be as panim. That's why the gilgal is after in a behema that's because they're not as a panim. And therefore, to eat the sherish of all the taivas and azus that a person has, so by eating that on Kedusha of Shabbos, because the ikka aliyah for any neshama is that the gilgal of it, of that they went into, should be eaten on Shabbos, because that's the ultimate tikkun for that neshama. So therefore, by eating it on the Shabbos table, so you mile that behema who has yena gilgal neshama inside it. So therefore, you mile it very stark. So you're going from the lowest madrega, right, which is Gehenim, right, which is the kavod, which is the sherish of all taivas, and you're being mile it on Shabbos, and that's part of the word that Shabbos kodesh, which is what is Shabbos? That it's mile every other day of the week. Also, Shabbos is compared to the menorah. Why? Because the Shabbos is in the middle. You have 3 days before and 3 days after, and Shabbos is in the middle. That's the Ner Ma'aravi, right? That never goes out. So that's Shabbos has the ikka koyach to be mila everything, that it could all go all the way up to where it's supposed to go. So now that we spoke about chopped liver, so I had a ma'aser to say, but it's a shvacha ma'aser, but I'll just say it anyways. That there was a Yid Baal Tshuva who loved chopped liver. So he didn't keep Shabbos. It wasn't Shem Shabbos, it wasn't anything. And he went one time into the store to buy, he liked chopped liver, so he was buying for Shabbos. He wasn't from, but he is in Eretz Yisrael. So he was buying what they call kaved katzutz, right? And he's going to go eat it on Stam, or the Friday or Shabbos, whatever it was. When he was in the store, he saw episode newspaper, and he was like, while he was waiting online, he was looking at the newspaper. And in that newspaper, he saw like an ad for some Baal Tshuva yeshiva. And fine, so he looked at it, and then he saw the number. He said, that looks interesting, because they had a whole write-up on this Baal Tshuva yeshiva, and he was going to maybe give money to the yeshiva. So he calls up the administrator of the yeshiva and said, I saw this gorgeous write-up on your yeshiva, and I want to come and give money. So he says, write-up on the yeshiva? We haven't had a write-up in the yeshiva. We never did a write-up. What are you talking about? And so he says, I was just in a store, and I saw a newspaper laying there, and it said there, how great your yeshiva is. I want to come, and I want to give $100,000. So the administrator is saying, it can't be, because we didn't do any write-ups. He says, what, you calling me a liar? I'm not going to give you a penny. He says, no, but I have no idea what you're talking about. So he said, then the guy went back to the store to see. I said, I'll show you. And he sees that the newspaper that he saw was from 15 years beforehand. When the yeshiva first opened, so they had a write-up on this yeshiva, as a grand opening. And this guy, one of these stores that the guy got a newspaper and left it there for a very long time. And boom, this guy picked up the newspaper, and boom, he saw this article, and that newspaper had 3 issues in Gansen in the whole newspaper. And this was the last issue that was printed, never printed again. So, Mamash Siyata Dishmaya, that he was looking to be Eike all his taivas, he was going to buy his liver for Shabbos, and he saw Yena ad, and he was Zeiche that he was able to give $100,000 to this yeshiva, and of course, since it's being a Baal Tshuva yeshiva, so he was Eike his taivas haguf, and he'd be the tshuva. And on that note, maybe all enjoy a chopped liver.